Welcome to my channel, Chic Speaks on It. Tonight we are going to be tapping in and looking at, watching the protests across the nation, across the U.S. There's various protests taking place. Earlier I went live and I communicated to you all that there was going to be about 1,000 different protests taking place over the weekend. So it's just various cities. So it could be in a city near you. So I am in Georgia. My nearest city is Atlanta. So I'm not sure if there's a protest going on here in Atlanta today. I know on the day of the shooting, the death of Renee, Nicole, there was some protests here in Atlanta, but I live on the outskirts of Atlanta, about an hour away. But yes, nonetheless, there are protests taking place just all across the U.S. So we're going to tap into some. So come on in, like the video. Also, today, there was a hearing before the House, and we talked about that too. And I broadcast some of that, and I want to show some more, and we can hear some more people speak before the House as they go before them to request for President Donald J. Trump's impeachment. So, child, it's a lot going on. We got these people out here in the streets talking about ICE get out our neighborhood, and then we got these people dressed in suits and dresses talking about Trump get out of our White House. So it's just a lot going on. Come on in, like the video. We're going to get into some things. Participate with the poll. Let me know. Do you think the shooting of Renee Nicole Good was justified? Or are you like, nah, So let me know. I'm curious to know how you feel. Earlier, I did a poll, and it was almost like split. It was like over 1,000 people, probably like, I don't know. It was it was over 1,000, probably nearing 2,000, but it was almost like divided in half with how people felt. Some people are like yes, and some people are like no. So I have a new poll going. I'm sure it's going to be more people joining today that did not catch my live stream earlier today. Hello, my name is Chic Speaks. I discuss politics over here on this channel. This is one of multiple channels I have. So I am very outspoken, vocal. I can get real loud over here. But yeah, just come on over here and just join the class. I affectionately refer to my subscribers as honor students because we are lifetime learners. We look, we listen, we observe, we use critical thinking over here, heavy on the critical thinking, because y'all know folks be out here acting like they ain't got no common sense, that they did not see what just popped off over there. It's like, bruh, how you ain't seeing all of that? But we see all of it over here. So what we discuss, what we see over here, sometimes the people get mad, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're going to rock it out. We're going to learn. We're going to grow. Each one, teach one. Come on in. Please do me a solid and just like the video. I appreciate it. Y'all have some act rights to y'all because I don't think I got any mods in here today. But y'all, we're going to get into some things. Y'all complete the poll. Let me know how you feel. Are you participating in any of the protests across the country? Are y'all outside? Are y'all outside? Are you outside? Because I'm not outside. Are you outside? Because, child, anytime I check out, look out the peep out the window to see what's popping off outside, it don't look safe outside. It just don't look safe out there. So let me know if you are outside. If you're outside, what are you doing? What are you seeing? So we're going to get into... let's roll over to Minneapolis. Child, I told y'all we got protests taking place all across the country. So we about to see what's popping off over here in Minneapolis because, child, like these folks in their feelings. So, yeah, let's go. Y'all like this video? Let me see. May have to refresh. All right. Let me turn my volume up for you all. Child, these people getting indignant. Hold on, let me. Here we go. They saying take your mask off. Mask off. Hashtag mask off. This is what they're saying. Take your mask off. Like the video. Like, share, subscribe. Come on in. Complete the survey. They saying, shame on you.
We need a little barricade. A little barricade because you're fucking cowards. Hiding behind masks. Fuck you, you little bitch. Fuck you, you traitor. Fucking standing there with your fucking hand in your pocket. What's with your getup? You look like so fucking tactical.
Yeah, it's more than 50 protesters.
You have served this country, have you? No. But get in the military, could you? Fuck you. Embarrassed. Pedophile protector. We want you to protect America. Facilitate action.
We are watching protests in the great state of Minneapolis. I've never been. Have any of you been to Minneapolis? Is anyone from there? I've never been. Doesn't seem like the best time to go right now. Tootsie Green said, Minneapolis, you said it's an embarrassment right now? Lord Jesus. Trump 2028. You got the...
These people aren't real. Don't take the bait.
Give myself a like. Y'all like the video as you come on in. Share the live stream. It's going to be a late night. Do you all think these are paid protesters? Let me know. It's too cold to be out here. I'm sorry. I can't get that money. It's too cold. How much y'all think they getting paid for all this? Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Also, I talked about earlier, Trump was sending 1,000 more agents to the U.S. streets this weekend. In anticipation of all of this, all of the protests. There's about 1,000 different protests taking place across the country. And so he was sending out about 1,000 more agents. Yeah. Trump's like, listen, we ready. We ready. I'm like, Lord Jesus, fix it. Jesus, fix it. They even had the I think it was the Israelis that was out here protesting. I don't know what state they were in, but they were like, y'all, the Israelis was outside protesting following the shooting of Renee Nicole Green. So I've also heard people in other countries are actually out on the streets protesting. I haven't researched that, but someone mentioned that to me today. You can let me know if you're in another country, if there are protests taking place also in your country. Let me know where you live, your country, and everything like that. But I found that to be interesting. So this has made world news.
Get out of our Senate! Get the fuck out!
Oh my God. Yeah, this is the adult only channel, FYI. It's gonna be a long night for these ICE workers. Everybody gonna need Epsom salt bath.
Get the Somalis out of Minneapolis! ICE's fighting! Let's get President Trump!
This is in Minneapolis right now. This is what I'm live streaming, Minneapolis. Protesters clashing with the ICE agents. But this is taking place in other cities across the U.S. This has been taking place since, I guess, Wednesday night, the day that Nicole Good was shot and killed. I did a live stream last night. It was pretty calm, the live stream I did last night, what I was seeing. It seemed like it's intensifying as the days progress. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss my lives. I've been pretty busy the last couple of days with these live streams, so I'm trying to capture these moments because it's a lot. It is a lot to take in. Let's talk about it. Where are you? Are you here for these protests? Because a lot of the government officials in different states are actually advocating for their local people to go outside and protest. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they're advocating for their people to go outside. This is sheriffs, mayors, governors, attorney generals. Like it's wild. It is wild. Do you all think the National Guards will be coming? Because this seems like it's probably going to be worse than the Los Angeles protests. When the roundup of the illegal immigrants project, I guess we'll call it, started up back in the spring. Remember, those people in Los Angeles were on a curfew. Do you all think a curfew is coming? Well, is a curfew coming? Because to me, it looks that way. It looks that way. I covered those. I live streamed those moments as well. So make sure you follow this channel if you want to know what's going on. This guy. Let me see. This guy back here. He's like pretty much like a white supremacist. He was in my live stream. I think maybe yesterday at another protest. Been an agitator, and ICE was telling him to leave, and he was calling for he was saying, all my boys come outside, like it's time for the white man to take our land back. We're taking our land back, y'all. So to me, that interpreted that he's a white supremacist, because he didn't say American natural born citizens. His words were, white men, it's time we take our land back. This is the man right here that guy right there. He was calling for all his boys to come out and join him to fight, in his word, to take our land back. So to me, that I interpret that as anyone who's not white, he does not want you here. I don't know what other way you slice it and dice it with his words, interpretation. So check out my live yesterday. If you want to listen for yourself to see what happened. These are definitely dangerous times. It's a lot of unrest. And you all, it's only January, child. It is only January 10th. It ain't even Sunday yet. We're in the first week of January and it's on and popping like this. When I say every year, it seems like January start out with a bang. And it is only like up from there if you want to consider it up or down. But every year it's like, seem like January, it just starts out very strongly. You all remember that? Like, feel that way? It's just, you already be ready to get through the year just before the month of January is out. Have you taken the poll? Let me see how the poll is going so far. Do you think ICE was justified in shooting Renee? Nicole? Good. 55% say yes. 45% say no. It seems to be almost split. That's kind of how the poll was going earlier today when I did a poll. It's always kind of within like a 5%. Like a 5% margin. How they playing? They done brought Vanilla Ice back. Y'all think his live streams are up right now? Because ain't nobody played Vanilla Ice this hard since the year the song came out. Was that in the 90s, child? I don't know. I'm 45. I remember when it came out and they done brought that damn thing back out like it's a new Chris Brown song or something. The way they playing that song. That is the white man theme song these days.
You talk. Then let them all go back there like we were. We're all going over the same place. There's the problem, you guys. It's going to cause you guys more work all fucking day long. If they don't leave, this will cause you more work and more problems that none of us want. None of us. You know that. Your presence here is the cause of it. We are. They're not. You understand? Did anybody strike anybody yet?
It's the end of America, bro. Make sure
Have you liked the video? Thumbs up the video for me, please. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a thing. Like the video. It's over 500 of you in here. I got 45 likes. I don't know why y'all be playing with me like that. What I do to y'all? I promise you I don't work for ICE. I don't work for President Trump. I don't work for the Republican Party. I hold no political position. I'm just a wife and a mother of 3 beautiful children. I'm saying, y'all, that is my resume. That is my resume. So they got the Valentine's Day balloons. What's the heart balloons for, y'all? What do y'all think those are for? They celebrating Valentine's Day today? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. I'm seeing a big red balloon with a heart and some light pink. It's giving Saint Cupid? Cupid? I don't know. Was there a sale at the CVS today or Walgreens? I don't know. Maybe they caught the sale on the way to the protest. I don't know.
You guys are fucking worthless.
Do you all think that protests make a difference? Do you think that protesting makes a difference? We've seen a lot of them in 2025, and it looks like 2026 is going to be another year of protest. Do you think it make a difference? It doesn't seem like it's made a difference when it has come to this immigration, the whole roundup of illegal immigrants. I haven't seen that it's made a difference in that regard. They do bring awareness to others. That is true. So awareness, I can see that. Protests definitely bring awareness. These protests are growing. They're getting bigger and bigger. Let me see. So this is Minneapolis. They're taking place in different places. Let me see if there's another one we can switch to that I may want to check out right now. Let's see. I know I saw Los Angeles was having a protest as well. Okay, they have protests going on in Washington right now. I told you I learned earlier it's about a total of about 1,000 of them that will be taking place over the weekend. So I guess between Friday and Sunday, about 1,000, what they're saying. So there's about 1,000 more agents that have been deployed out to the U.S. streets to manage the protests. Paid protesters. How much y'all think they're getting paid to protest if you feel like these are paid protesters? Are they protesters or agitators? That's the question. Type in the chat. Do you think these are protesters or agitators? Because if they're getting paid, that would be an agitator, right? $20 to $50 a day. Would you do it for $20 or $50 a day? I think I seen somebody made a comment like, hell, if I got paid, I'll go out there. I know with the Los Angeles back in the spring, top of the summer, when those people were protesting for the illegal immigration roundup for the it was being said that those people were being paid, and there was a guy who kind of put his testimony out there on the internet and said that he had responded to like I think a Craigslist ad that was paying him money I can't remember how much he said he was getting paid, but he did it. But then after a while he was like, this is dumb, why are we doing this? Whoever is paying us, like, they just hate America. And he just kind of stopped because he said it just didn't even feel right. I think he was saying for like maybe like $1,000 for 3 days. I don't know, but he was like, it just started impacting him morally to where he was like, I just couldn't do it anymore, even for the money. And whoever was behind this or sponsoring this, he was like, they clearly hate America. And this guy was like a white guy. He was like, I just responded to the ad because I want the money. And he said as they will walk throughout like the city of Los Angeles, like there'll be like blocks of like the cinder blocks, the cement blocks, you would see them often used to throw at the cars and in the buildings to break the windows. he said across the city, like in Los Angeles, it would be like already those things, almost like, think about like your deployment bag, or like your bug out bag, your bag, like where you already got everything you need, all like wrapped up in a bow. And it was just placed in the city, so you just kind of pick it up and go do whatever it is they wanted you to do with it. He was like, it was crazy. He was like, I just couldn't do it anymore, even for the money, because he was like, it just felt so wrong. These people really hate our country. So yeah, these are the type of things that I report on over here. I talk about things and share things that a lot of the other outlets may not show you. So sometimes because I do that, it will impact my streaming experience, where they may turn off my volume or interrupt the live stream. If you ever see me just freeze up, likely they kind of interrupted my live stream. Or sometimes I'll go live and it will just be me and I don't see anyone. You all can't even see me. So YouTube will try to censor me when they don't like what I'm saying. It happens quite often. I've been around doing politics on this channel since February, so I've experienced a lot of changes, especially since this summer with my channel. And all I can do is be me, continue to report on the news, and that's on that. So like I said, sometimes they're here for it, sometimes they're not. I usually know based off of my the amount of views that I get, because if they're not messing with my live stream, it's going to be 20,000+ views on a live stream. If they're messing with me, it'll be like less than 10,000, maybe in the hundreds, if you can believe that. I'll see that in numbers. Crazy. But listen, we report the news over here. No lies or propaganda. We just report it how we see it. Tap in. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you here for these protests? Are you participating in any of these protests? Do you feel that the shooting of Renee, Nicole Good was justifiable? Hey, do you all compare this protest to George Floyd, the George Floyd situation? They're calling this George Floyd 2.0. Have any of you heard of that? Anybody familiar with the George Floyd case? He was the black man that was killed by a police officer in public. It was caught on camera. An officer what looked to be his knee on George Floyd's neck. George Floyd ended up succumbing to his injuries. He died. And yes, that officer was found guilty. So I suppose they're comparing it to George Floyd because Renee, Nicole Good, was murdered in front of people in the community, just like George Floyd was. So I'm guessing that's how they're comparing it. I don't know. That I haven't heard anyone kind of go into detail about why they're calling it George Floyd 2.0, but I am familiar with George Floyd's story. So that's the only thing I can make of it, is what they have in common. Happened in the same state, and they both died at the hands of a federal officer, law enforcement, in front of the public, captured live, placed on the internet. So it's a lot of similarities. Google George Floyd, Floyd, George Floyd. Google George Floyd. Yes. Not sure. I can't remember what year it was that he passed. He died. It was maybe around 2020, 2021, maybe, I guess. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. Lord, they out here selling fish plates. You know they serious. They got shops set up. They're like, we know y'all gonna get hungry and thirsty. We got you over here. For $7.99, you can get you a whole fish plate and a bottle of water. Wow, that's the first time I've seen a food setup situation. I'm not mad at it. They said, listen, we got to get this money from these people, because they're not going to want to leave. They're going to get hungry and thirsty. So, hey, it sounds like a business move, a smart idea to me. I would say as I'm scanning and looking at the different protests on my laptop that's taking place, this one seems to be the most intense. I guess it would, it's where the shooting took place. So it's more intense in Minneapolis than it looks to be in like DC, like Washington, other places where protests are taking place. But the night is still young. I'm on the East Coast, West Georgia, so we're 3 hours ahead of West Coast. So it's just a little after 6 o'clock on the West Coast. So it's early. It's still early. I wonder how many arrests will be made tonight or even over the weekend. There's protests taking place right now in Austin, Texas. Let me know. Are you seeing protests in your city and state? How's the climate? Let me see. Prior to the shooting of Renee, there was already, or as of January 7th, there were like 2,000 more ICE agents deployed to the Twin Cities. Yeah, it's bad. And a lot of these local officials are calling for ICE agents to leave their cities. I haven't heard that any of them have actually responded to that request, but I've heard many requests. But I have not seen or heard that any of those requests have been honored. Lord, oh my God. I would not want to be an ICE worker right now. So what I'm seeing on Google when I try to research to learn the arrest that has been made, it's saying since the death of Nicole Good, there's been 1,500 plus arrests in Minnesota. The Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, reported more than 1,500 arrests as part of the Operation Metro Surge in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. This operation is described as the largest ever that began on January 6, 2026, just one day before Good was killed. Wow. In an unfortunate way, this is me saying this based off of this information. In an unfortunate way, Renee Nicole Good has made history. Like, this is her death is going to be talked about for years to come, because the operation is described as the largest ever, and the operation began the day before she was killed. So she will be forever remembered and talked about when in discussions centered around the Trump administration, mass immigrations, protests, unrest in the USA. Nicole, Renee Nicole Good's name will be mentioned. Yeah. The daily national volume. Following the shooting, daily arrest numbers have remained high. For example, ICE reportedly made 308 arrests on January 8th, 2026, the day after Good's death. So arrests are still being made every day. And even though, this incident has happened, ICE is still working, doing their job, whatever that, whatever their job description is, they're out there doing it. It said Renee Nicole Good, she was 37-year-old U.S. citizen, a poet, and when she was fatally shot by ICE agent during an enforcement operation in Minneapolis. Her death has sparked nationwide protests and intense scrutiny of the agency's use of force during the ongoing 2026 immigration crackdown. ICE look like they are very comfortable and they have no intentions on going anywhere.
It's only some civil rights. We protect some people, not everybody. Nice work.
It's okay to make mistakes. We'll accept you on this side. Put the gun down.
Hey, look how trigger happy he is. Yeah.
The Trump administration have said they've deported 605,000 people between January 20th and December 10th, 2025. It also said 1.9 million immigrants had voluntarily self-deported following an aggressive public awareness campaign encouraging people to leave the country on their own to avoid arrests or detention. So I talked about it also on my channel. For anyone who did the voluntary self-deportation, they would be paid $1,000. And they still have that offer on the table. If you voluntarily leave the U.S., if you're here illegally and you voluntarily leave, the Trump administration will pay you $1,000 and they will pay for your flight ticket to go to wherever you're trying to go, your home country, wherever. I don't think they probably even care. Listen, long as it ain't in the U.S., long as it's not a domestic flight, they paying for international flights plus $1,000. You just have to go and register. There's this app that they created. You go to the app and just kind of register, and let them know when you've reached your destination and all of that. But child, they gonna go ahead and Cash App you, Zelle you, PayPal you your little $1,000. So actually, most of the, I believe from what I've learned, like that's a majority of the people who have left actually left under the voluntary self-deportation. You know, they left on their own, which I think is smart. Yeah, just leave on your own and then just try to come back the right way. To me, that makes the most sense than to get caught up in all of this madness here. It's just not worth it to me. It's just not worth it. Breaking the law really is never worth it, really, when you think about it. It may feel convenient, but at the end of the day, it's usually never worth it. I'm looking on the internet, you all, and I'm reading on the American Immigration Council website, and it's saying that Vice President J.D. Vance wrongly claimed that the ICE officer who shot Renee Good is entitled to absolute immunity. And it's saying that is patently incorrect. Federal agents acting under color of law can potentially be prosecuted criminally for willfully depriving an individual of their civil rights. And a state prosecution is also theoretically possible. Do you all think that the officer will be charged? I personally don't think he will. Do you think the officer who killed Renee Nicole Good will be charged? I don't think he will. Have you all seen the video? I played the video earlier on my live earlier today, the video of the incident. I think with the use of that video, I think that the officer will have a strong argument for why he reacted the way he did. But yeah, I would be more so surprised if he is charged, to be honest. Let me know. Do you think the officer will be charged? Do you think he should be charged? I do see a wrongful death lawsuit coming, so that will be civil court. So that's a different court system. I think there will be a stronger chance through the civil court for a win for the family than through the legal system or the criminal courts. The criminal courts, I think that'll be a weaker case, I think, for the family. But I think the family will have a stronger chance of getting something civil through a civil case. They may be able to settle for an amount. But I definitely see a lawsuit coming down the pipeline. So, who was Renee Good? Renee Good was a 37-year-old mother of three and recent Minneapolis resident who was fatally shot by immigration and an ICE officer on January 8th, 2026, during an immigration raid, sparking national protests and debate over the incident. Remembered as kind and compassionate, she had won a poetry prize and was known as a caring person and community member before the tragic event.
These people aren't real. Don't take it.
There's a fundraiser out there for her that was started by her family. It's a fundraiser for the family that has quickly surpassed its goal, raising over $1.4 million in a day. So the family is already, I guess you could say, rich as a result of her death. Her family has more than $1 million. Like I said, she has definitely made history and will never be forgotten. Regardless on how you feel about her actions, she will never be forgotten. And a lot of people will remember her name. Just like they remember George Floyd's name. The federal officials have cast her as a domestic terrorist, while her family and community defend her as a kind, dedicated mother and artist. Domestic terrorist. That is what the federal officials are calling her. Do you think Renee Good was a domestic terrorist? Or do you think she was just a community activist? Yes to domestic terrorists. Yeah. I think what's unfortunate in this, when it was in the video, it shows she was given an order by the officers, because ICE agents are federal officers. She was given a directive as to stop the vehicle, get out, whatever, and she did not comply, and she did what she did. At the end of the day, I think had she complied, she'd still be here. I don't think, anything would have happened to her had she complied with the ICE officers. $50-50 fault. Yeah. At the end of the day, had she complied, we would be live streaming something else, but it wouldn't be on Renee Nicole Good. She wouldn't be the topic of discussion. The family wouldn't be millionaires. How's that? The family are now millionaires. The family wouldn't be millionaires had she complied. So I don't know if you want to look at it as she took one for the team, for her family, because she's definitely, from a financial standpoint, she's set them up, but no money will bring her back. I'm sure her family would rather have her back. But let's just say she left them with something. Yep, the GoFundMe. Is that the GoFundMe? It's already over $1 million. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the GoFundMe. This is her GoFundMe. The was $50,000. They've raised $1.5 million. It reads, please support the widow and family of Renee Good as they grapple with the devastating loss of their wife and mother. Renee was pure sunshine, pure love. She will be desperately missed. The organizer, Maddie Weiss, said, thank you for your generosity. We've closed this GoFundMe and will place the funds in a trust for the family. If you're looking to donate, we encourage you to support others in need. We're truly grateful. We also like to share the following statement that Renee's wife, Becca, shared with NPR News. First, I want to extend my gratitude to all the people who have reached out from across the country and around the world to support our family. It's a lot she had to say. But you can go find it. This is the GoFundMe. Yeah.
Defending the Nazis. They're defending Nazis. Why are they allowed to be over there? Why are we not allowed to be over there when they are? Why are you defending them? Why are you betraying the law? You're breaking the law by enforcing it on us, but not them. You're breaking the law. Patriots are in control. The Patriots are in control. What's the plan? The Patriots are in control. Our country is worth fighting for. We will not be overwhelmed by hordes of migrants. Our country is worth fighting for. Increase ICE's budget. Congress, Senate, increase ICE's budget. We love ICE. Increase ICE's budget. We need more officers. We need your help, President Trump. The great replacement is here.
Last night when I live streamed, there was one, like two minority. I seen a black guy and there was a Somali guy who spoke to the person who was boots on ground doing the live stream. He said he was out there because Renee Nicole Good died for them. But otherwise, I had not been seeing like minority people out there, given that she's a white woman. She put her life on the line and risked it for, a non-white person, because that's who ICE has pretty much been after. And I have not seen any minorities out. And when I say non-minorities, non-foundational, non-FBA people, non-foundational Black American people, or any foreigner, anyone who wasn't born on U.S. soil, I have not seen them out at these protests. Not since her death. I haven't seen them out. So that is very interesting. I pretty much just see kind of white people out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That is a true statement for life. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. We see many, many examples of that. So many lessons to learn from. This is definitely a learning environment. We see and hear a lot of things to learn from. Have you completed the survey? Let me see what our poll says. Do you think ICE was justified in shooting Renee Nicole Good? 55% say yes, 45% say no. That seems to be a pretty consistent number with 55, like with the number of no's. The number of yeses to no's. It's, they're within a 10% difference.
Trump, send the National Guard. They can't keep their hands to themselves. They're assaulting us. Civilians, too many vaccine shots. 6 times boosted. Too many vaccine shots. Violent, dangerous people.
They're not here.
Why are you protecting them?
Who's the problem? It's just they're talking. You're talking.
Then let them all go back there like we were.
We're all going over the same place.
Here's the problem, you guys. It's gonna cause you guys more work all fucking day long. If they don't leave, this will cause you more work and more problems that none of us want. None of us. You know that.
Your presence here is the cause of it.
We are that. They're not. You understand?
It's the end of America, bro. Make sure you get
Actively helping them.
Get them the fuck out of here.
They're shooting us
You know that, man.
Fascist pigs! Fascist pigs! Fascist pigs!
I see. Let me see. Thank you for the super chat. Who is that? Strangers 1963. With respect, minorities targeted. Thank you so much for the super chat. Do you all feel minorities are being targeted? To me, when it comes to this illegal immigration roundup, I feel like brown people are targeted because it's easy prey versus someone with white skin who's not from the US. It's harder to determine if they're not American. But if you see someone with black or brown skin, I feel like it's more of like a 50-50% chance, probably greater chance in certain parts of the region, like with California, for certain parts of the country. It's a higher probability if you encounter someone who has black or brown skin that they're not legal versus someone who's white. Because you have a lot of white people here who aren't from the US, but they're not being targeted like the other groups, not like minority groups. The sheriff of Philadelphia, earlier I covered her state. She spoke and she basically said she didn't want ICE in her city and that she would have them arrested, and how they were prohibited to wear masks, that they need to show their face. Like, yeah, she told them in her words, "You don't want this smoke." That was the sheriff of Philadelphia. What's her name? Let me see what her name is. Rochelle Bilal, that's her name, Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. She referred to ICE as fake wannabe law enforcement, threatening arrest, saying you don't want this smoke. So ICE is definitely not welcomed in a lot of cities across the U.S. For the most part, Democrat-led cities, Democrat-led states, I guess you could say, ICE is not welcome. I did see last night at protests. I think it was in, it was in Minneapolis. The Somali guy I told you that was out there, he had his Somali flag. And then there was another person who had their Mexico flag. I did not see any U.S. flags. So I always find that to be interesting for people in the U.S. to show up to protests heavily representing their country, but opting to be in this country opposed to their country, which they say they're proud to be from. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you have that much love for your country and you want to rep really hard with your flag, why not be in your country, making it into what it needs to be, what you want it to be, versus being in another country complaining and expressing grievances about how the country you're in is operating. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why not go home? Like, how do you be, it's almost like you go to someone's house and you complain about how cold it is, how dirty it is, how they don't have enough food, how it smells. But mind you, you're in their house, when an alternative is you leave and go to your house and make it clean, make it warm, make it comfortable, make it smell good. But no, you'll opt to be at someone else's house complaining about how their home is. It's that for me that I don't understand. And we see a lot of that here in the U.S., where people who are not foundational from here, they'll complain more heavily than those who are actually foundational here. It be that for me. See, y'all, this is why I be getting censored here on YouTube, because this is the type of stuff that I've dropped, that I put out there. Thank you so much for the super chat, Bobby Holt. Thank you so much. But I try to make sense of a lot of this stuff. It's like that the loudest complainers are often like the ones that are not from here, like Ilhan Omar. She complains. I streamed her earlier during the live. I showed her in front of the camera doing what she often does, complaining. But it's, again, why are you here? Why not just go to your home country? Why remain in the U.S. if you're not happy with how the country is being ran? You have options. You can, most of these people, they have dual citizenship. Why are you here? And Trump has kind of put that out there, had the same sentiment. A lot of people have this sentiment because it doesn't make sense. Like, go home. But they don't want to go home. Why? Because regardless of how bad people think it is here in America, they find it to still be better here in the U.S. than it is in their home country. That's the truth of the matter. They find it better here in the U.S. than Somalia, Cuba, Colombia, Mexico. They find it better here, but they'll be here and complain about the experience being here. Like, make it make sense. Like, I just can't imagine going to Colombia and complaining about Colombia when I have the option to be home in the U.S. Like, really?
Send them back. ICE, we support you. Thank you. social welfare, steal our money, take our jobs, rape our women. Ice, baby, send them here. Send us. God bless you. This fucking bitch is gonna be on this one day. Hand them free.
So the ICE officer who fatally shot Renee Nicole Good, his name is Jonathan Ross. His name has been released. I heard that the administration was trying really, really hard to conceal his name, his identity, but it's out there now. His name is Jonathan Ross. He is a war veteran who spent over a decade working for the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, he's not gonna go to jail. He's a war veteran. Yeah, this man not going to jail. And did you all hear, like, before he had that run-in with Renee, you know, he had an incident already. I don't know if he was drugged, but he had to get 32 stitches in his leg or something like that. So that had happened not long before the shooting of Renee Nicole Good. So they were he already was kind of on edge with just, I guess, his life, from the trauma he endured from a previous incident while doing his job. So I heard VP JD Vance talk about that, saying, yeah, he already was very, I guess, on edge or cautious. I don't know, how to describe it, but it seemed like he was still kind of mentally still dealing with the idea of the being injured from someone in the community while he was trying to perform his job. So that would go into, I guess, his mental health. That would come into play when they're taking into an account, taking any, I guess, legal actions against him. So again, there's, to me, more reasons for him to not be charged than there are for him to be charged. So you can research him. This officer, his name is Jonathan Ross, R-O-S-S. He is the ICE agent who killed Renee Nicole Good.
Thank you, ladies. Anchor babies. Send the anchor babies home. Anchor babies gotta go. Denaturalize and deport. You're fucking criminals like an anchor baby. It's always some simple ways. We protect some people, not everybody. Nice work.
It's okay to make mistakes. We'll accept you on this side. Put the gun down.
Hey, look how trigger happy he is. You know this is wrong. Trigger happy.
Why don't you take your mask off, you little bitch? Take your mask off, coward! Take your mask off, a paid protester because the people pay me to protest. I don't have to be a Nazi traitor like you to get a paycheck. And before that, I worked with my hands. I do right there. You fucking coward, okay? Take your fucking mask off, you bitch! Fucking January 6th, Proud Boys, bitches! Shame on you! Shame on you, you shitbag fucking Nazi traitor!
Fucking Nazi traitors!
You need a little barricade! A little barricade because you're fucking cowards! Hiding behind masks! Fuck you, you little bitch! Fuck you, you traitor! Fucking standing there with your fucking hand in your pocket. What's with your getup? You look like so fucking tactical. And none of you have been to combat. None of you have served this country, have you? No. You couldn't get in the military, could you? Fuck you, you
Embarrassed! Pedophile protectors! We want you to protect America! Facilitate fascism! puppy-faced motherfucker!
These people aren't real. Don't take the risk.
Trump, thank you for sending ICE. Here we go. President Trump, thank you for sending ICE. Thank you, President Trump, for sending ICE into Minneapolis. Our country will be free of the illegal immigration laws.
We will not surrender. We will not be intimidated.
We will not be
We are here. We are here.
Our country.
We will not surrender. We will not back down. Patriots, this is what it means to stand for your nation.
Fucking coward! Fucking traitor! Shame on you, you cowboy little bitches! Shame on you! Shame! Shame on you, traitor!
Support our country. We support our country. We support our country. We love our federal officers.
Fuck you! Get out of our Senate! Get the fuck out!
Illegals, President Trump.
Get these Proud Boys out of our fucking state!
Put every single last one of us in the back to
You're a fucking troglodyte. Fuck you. You're a fucking traitor, you piece of shit. Oh, fucking shoot yourself.
ICE,
Fucking dangerous service.
Question, where are the Somalians, child? They in the house like us. Watching YouTube, watching the news. They like, oh, we ain't going out there. We might get shot. The Somalis like, it ain't safe out there. We seen what they did to that white woman. We ain't crazy. This is a bird's eye view of the protests in Minneapolis. So all of this, it's a sea of people. These are all people down there. How many people do you think that is? Maybe around 20,000. What do you think? I told you I was going to be a long night. Somalis, hey Jarlene, Somalians are calling for BLM help. I bet they are. FBA people, foundational Black Americans such as myself, we sitting this one out. No more showing up to the fight for other people when they dang sure don't show up to the fight for us. So we've learned our lesson, a hard, long lesson. But those days are gone. This is not our fight. We've had plenty of them. This one isn't ours. You see the Mexican flag, you all? Let's see how many U.S. flags we can spot in this sea of protesters. Hey, what's up, Just Say When? Can we spot? Let's play Where's Waldo? Let's see if we can spot a U.S. flag. There's one over here. I see our Mexican flag. A lot of times at these protests, you see all the other nations represented, but you don't really see a whole lot of American flags. Which is a whole problem. There's another Mexican flag. I don't know what flag that is, but that's not a U.S. flag. Y'all, don't it look like the Olympics? That's how it looked to me back when the protests were taking place in Los Angeles during the spring. And when a lot of the Hispanic, the Hispanic people was outside in Los Angeles and they had their flags. Y'all, I was learning about all the different flags from the Latin countries because they surely wasn't carrying a U.S. flag. They were representing their countries. It reminded me of the Olympics when people come out and everybody wave their flag. That's what it reminded me of during that time. And that's what this is reminding me of as I'm seeing all these different representation of flags in the USA. Make it make sense. Why not just go home to your country if you love it so much? It's just crazy, you all. You know, with the U.S. state flags, Just Say When, you said, where's the hell is the U.S. flags? They were burning them back in the spring when they were protesting. They were burning and stomping and stepping on the U.S. flags. But this is the country they're kicking and screaming about being removed from. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You love where you're from so bad, but you don't want to be there. Mexican flag being waved. Told you it's a game of Where's Waldo? How many different country flags can you spot in the sea of protesters? It's very weird. This is America. Where ish like this take place on a regular. a lot of people. This is what open borders look like. Is this what you want for the U.S., for our country, for those of you who are citizens of the United States? Is this what you want? The open borders so people can come and wave their flags and talk about how bad the U.S. is while waving their flags, while their countries continue to operate in the manner in which they operate. I even heard Bernie Sanders say when he was like, yeah, one thing I'll say about Trump, the borders have been more controlled than ever before, and that was coming from Bernie Sanders, and he's one of many people who do not like Trump, but he did acknowledge that the borders are closed, and when it comes to illegal immigration and then people coming over illegally, he was like, it's more under control than ever before. This is Minnesota, Minneapolis. This is the protests. This is a right now I'm watching a live feed from Minneapolis. This is what I have streaming. Okay, let's do this. A&I News. There's protests taking place also in Los Angeles. So I want to show you all what's going on over there. Okay. This is in Los Angeles. So you see it's like a standoff, like they're blocking the protesters from getting beyond a certain point. They've created the officers. It looks like that's LAPD. They've created like a barrier, a wall to prevent protesters from going beyond a certain point. I wonder what's the deal behind this. Anyone in Los Angeles, which street is this? I don't even see anyone that looks like ICE. This looks like LAPD. There's the American flag. Hold on, the feed froze. I think it's, let me refresh. The live stream that I went to looks like it. Where's my cursor? It looks like it froze. I don't know if it's my computer or the stream. All right. Hold on, seems like my computer, it locked up, so I'm gonna go out, have to power it off and come back in. There's a lot going on out here. We're just trying to capture all of these moments. So, have you completed the poll? Let's check the status. I'll try to get through some of the comments. So, do you think ICE was justified in shooting Renee? Nicole, good. 56% say yes, and 44% say no. Okay, I don't know. My laptop's like, listen, we done too much today. We done 2 live streams. Did any of you catch my live stream from earlier today? Yeah, it was a lot of people that came through, nearly about close to 20,000 people that came through for that live stream earlier today. So if you didn't check that out, go ahead and check out my live stream from earlier today where, what did we do? We watched the hearing at the House. The Democrats went before the House to plead their case on why President Donald J. Trump should be impeached. So that was quite interesting. So definitely check out, be a part of the replay gang for the live, for that live stream from earlier today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I cover all things politics, U.S. politics. So join us. Like the video. Now it's like I had to power off. I don't know. Everything kind of froze up on my laptop. So let's get back to it. All right. So I think we're good to go. Let me see. It might be the live stream. Let me see. So this is Los Angeles. This is the protests in Los Angeles, California. It looks like it's LAPD. This looks like LAPD outside. I do not see anyone who looks like ICE. So it definitely looks quieter here than it does in Minneapolis. Yeah, I think this, the live stream, it looks like, because someone, I guess they're recording it. I don't know if they're using a drone, probably. It's a bird's eye view, so it's kind of freezing up here and there. But I'm just browsing on my iPad to see if there's other live footage we want to, or I want to show you all with protests taking place. Because there's, like they said over the weekend, it was going to be a total of like over 1,000. So let's turn that off.
About the danger that we face. The Maduro regime is a designated foreign terrorist.
So right here, what we're seeing is the Democrats go before the House to plead their case as to why President Donald J. Trump should be impeached. Earlier, I showed the live stream of Congressman Al Green giving his reasons as to why he feels the president should be impeached. Do you feel like President Trump should be impeached following the death of Renee, Nicole Good?
Terrorist regime in Venezuela and its criminal allies that Congress is willing to look the other way as hundreds of thousands of Americans continue to die every single year. We must reject this resolution and send a clear message. The United States will confront narco-terrorist regimes in our hemisphere. Stand with the Venezuelan people, and never surrender to terrorist regimes that threaten our security. Too many Americans have already paid with their lives because this threat was ignored. For the sake of our national security, our communities, and the men and women in uniform who stand the line every day, I urge a no vote on this resolution. I thank my colleague for yielding the time, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Reserve. Gentleman from Florida reserves. Gentleman from New York. I yield 30 seconds to the gentleman from Illinois. Representative Christian.
Call me Raja, Chairman.
Call me Raja.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The purpose of the War Powers Act was to prevent secret wars from happening after Vietnam. The reason why we have this is so that the administration is accountable to the people. No war should be declared and no war should be prosecuted in the name of the American people without their consent. If the president wishes to go to war, he must come to the people, explain his rationale, and get their consent. And he's not doing that now. And when he doesn't do that, bad things happen, and bad things are happening today. Thank you, and I yield back. Thank you.
Gentleman's time has expired. Gentleman yields. Gentleman from Massachusetts reserves. Gentleman from Florida.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield a minute and a half to the gentleman from California, Mr. McClintock.
Gentleman's recognized.
Mr. Speaker, the gentleman is absolutely right. The Constitution is crystal clear that only Congress can start a war. But in their deliberations on this subject, the founders also made clear that they were leaving the president certain limited inherent power to react to an attack. For example, he can order defensive measures or hot pursuit of an enemy or war instead of make war among Congress's enumerated powers. So the supporters of this resolution are correct. Congress has to initiate hostilities, but neither of these resolutions are applicable to current events. H-Con Res 64 orders the president to remove forces from Venezuela that are not in Venezuela. And until and unless they are, this is at best an empty partisan exercise. Worse, it could be construed to constrain his inherent powers in the event of an attack by Venezuela that requires an immediate response. H-Con Res 61 orders him to cease attacks on terrorist groups, presumably the drug runners. But these are unflagged vessels carrying contraband in international waters. An attack on them is not an attack on a foreign power and therefore not an act of war. It's akin to firing on Somali pirates menacing international shipping. If the president launched an unprovoked attack on Venezuela or Venezuela-flagged vessels without congressional declaration, we should have this debate. Until then, I think the Democrats would do well not to cry wolf on such an important matter. I yield back.
Gentleman yields.
Reserve.
Gentleman from Florida reserves. Gentleman from Massachusetts. Gentleman from New York. Reserves.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield 30 seconds.
Gentleman will suspend. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Reserve.
Reserves. Gentleman from Florida.
Mr. Speaker, pleased to yield 30 seconds to the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Davidson.
Gentleman is
Mr.
recognized.
Speaker, I'd ask Mr. McGovern, is the contention that this is a present condition, that there are U.S. forces in violation of the War Powers Resolution, or is it about a hypothetical future?
The first thing you said.
So the contention is that it's a present condition. I disagree with that. I'll be voting no.
Gentleman yield. Gentleman from Florida.
Mr. Speaker, I have no more speakers and will reserve until the gentleman yield back.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will take as much time as I may consume or the rest of the time.
So I want to play for you Al Green's his speech today
Thank
concerning
you, Mr. Speaker.
how he feels about
Mr.
President
Speaker,
Trump and him
still
being
I
impeached.
rise. And still I rise, a liberated,
This is Congressman
unbossed,
Al Green of
unafraid
Texas.
Democrat. And still I rise. And I rise today because I have grave and great concern for the American people. I fear for the lives of the American people. And I do so, Mr. Speaker, because if the President of the United States and his underlings and his persons who are in charge of very powerful agencies within the federal government, if they can convince this country or some significant portion of the people in this country that Miss Renee Good was a terrorist, I fear for the lives of the people in this country. In fact, I fear for my own life. I'm not afraid to speak truth to power. I'm not afraid to speak truth about power. I'm going to speak truth about power today, but I can tell you that I fear for our lives. Because if you can justify what happened to Miss Good after seeing with your very own eyes what took place, and if we can allow the king's men to conclude that only they can investigate this, remove the local constabulary from the process, if this can happen, I fear for our lives. We are now living in a country where people are expected to believe that this mother of three, a Christian woman, seated in her vehicle, yes, the vehicle was across the roadway, but that somehow she was a terrorist. The head of Homeland Security has as much as said so. A terrorist. Mr. Speaker, I fear for our lives because what we saw when this lady, this woman, was accosted, and I say accosted because men who had on masks in police regalia, I suppose, approached her rather aggressively, it seems to me, and one of them in approaching said, "Get the F out of the car." I'm not using the profanity. But that's what was said. You can see it for yourselves and you can hear it for yourselves. That is what was said. Get the F out of the car. When men can approach a female in a car and say this to her and expect her to immediately respond in a positive manner, and if she does not and attempts to drive away, if they can take her life, I fear for our lives. Do not assume that it can only happen to her. They aggressively approached her. Cars were going around her in various ways. But when she made her move to extricate herself, to move along, to move her car, officers started to shoot. She was shot. One officer shot through the side window as she was moving away. Now you don't have to know this lady. I don't know her. I don't know who she was, other than what I have seen and what I have read. But the truth is, officers ought not be allowed to do what was done to this lady. There should be an investigation that includes the local constabulary. If you truly want to be transparent, if you truly believe in liberty and justice for all, if you want the people in this country to believe that what occurred was the right thing, then you would want the local constabulary to be involved. But no, this administration is shutting out the local investigation, and they are including only the federal investigation, which means by some thought processes that they have no desire to let this go to a trial. There are people who believe that this administration has no desire to let this case go to a trial. For edification purposes, I am one of them. I don't believe that they want this case to go to a trial. I think that this is why they have decided that only the federal authorities.
Please like the video as you come on in. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome. Hope you're having a good evening.
I also believe that if the case goes to a trial, and if there is a conviction, and it is a federal conviction, I believe this president will do for the person or persons convicted. I believe he will do for them what he did for the people who assaulted the citadel of democracy on January 6th. I believe he will pardon. And I believe he will do it without question, reservation, or hesitation, just as he did it for those persons who assaulted this Capitol. And he did it immediately after being sworn in. Mr. Speaker, I fear for the lives of the American people. And again, I say that includes me. I think we have a reckless, ruthless outlaw who has found his way into the presidency. And to further validate my thinking, I have here the words of the President of the United States of America, Donald John Trump. Here are his words when asked if there were any limits on his international power. I know what happened within the country was national. This deals with international power. Give me just a moment, please, of your time so that I might connect these dots. When asked if there were any limits on his international power, here's his response. It's my own morality, my own mind is the only thing that can stop me. Some things bear repeating. My own morality, my own mind, is the only thing that can stop me. Mr. President, what about Congress? What about the Constitution? What about the power to declare war? And where is that power vested? What about it, Mr. President? Only your mind? Only your morality? I won't go into the president's moral standards. I'll leave that to you. So what the president is saying is, this joint resolution, SJ Res 90, over in the Senate, here's a copy of it. Permit me to read some excerpts. It reads, joint resolution to direct the removal of the United States armed forces from hostilities within or against Venezuela that have not been authorized by Congress. SJ Res 90. It goes on to say, resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives. Eventually, if it passes the Senate, it has to come to the House for our approval. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America, in Congress assembled, Section 1, findings. Congress makes the following findings. 1, Congress has the sole power to declare war under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution. Mr. President, the Constitution still has some relevancy. The Constitution is not meaningless. Goes on to say, Congress has not yet declared war upon Venezuela or any person or organization within Venezuela, nor enacted a specific statutory authorization for use of military force within or against Venezuela. So, only his mind, his morality, that's the only thing that can stop him? This resolution won't stop him? Here's what he knows. He knows that if it passes the Senate, he knows that if it passes the House, he knows that he has a vote. And he knows that if he votes no with his veto, he knows or believes that it will not be overridden. Well, I still say this is the right thing to do. I say this because you cannot allow a president to do what he has done in terms of going to another country, bombing the country, to do this and not put some check on him. At least you have to try. You can't just allow it to happen and decide we'll wait until we can override his veto. Pass it in the Senate even if it never passes the House. You ought to pass it in the Senate. House should pass it. But if the House doesn't, the Senate is doing the right thing. Pass it. Let him know that there are some people who are watching. By the way, the president also gone on to say that the five Republicans who voted for this to move forward, that they shouldn't hold public office again. Threats and intimidation. This president spells the word respect, F-E-A-R. That's respect. He wants people to fear him. I don't fear you, Mr. President. I'm concerned about your behavior. I'm concerned about what you might have your underlings in some way do to me. But I want you to know I will not be deterred, just as these senators are not being deterred. And yes, they are doing the right thing, notwithstanding the fact that you have a vote in this process. But they did it, and they're doing it. And I support what they're doing. The president, in doing what he's done, is doing the following. He's using the noble ends, not always noble, to justify ignoble means. Noble ends to justify ignoble means. That's what's happening in Venezuela. Only it is noble ends to justify unconstitutional means. I think some senators seem to agree with me on that. Unconstitutional means to justify what are perceived to be noble ends. The president of Venezuela is a part of this, but it's not about him. It's about the Constitution. It's about whether we will have a Constitution. If we're going to allow what are perceived to be noble ends to justify unconstitutional means, at some point, the Constitution of the United States of America will become meaningless. Noble perceived ends to justify unconstitutional means. The president should have brought this to the attention of the Congress. He did not do so. He did, however, bring it to the attention of the oil companies. Have the oil companies replaced Congress in the United States of America? Is what they think more important than what we think, given that the Constitution has given us the authority to declare war? I know that this is a difficult topic for some people to embrace, but this is where we are. Congress has become irrelevant in the minds of this president, in the mind of this president. It's not relevant. It's not. His own morality, his own mind is the only thing that can stop him. Well, Mr. President, you're wrong. Congress is relevant. And just as the Senate took this action, Congress should take action. Congress, meaning the House of Representatives. By definition, the House and the Senate make up the Congress. But the House of Representatives should take action. We have the power to do what has to be done. We have the power. Before I go further with that power, then I want to come back to, if I may, Ms. Good. If the president believes this about international law, if the president believes that the only thing is his mind, I believe he believes the same thing about domestic law. I think he believes that the only thing that he has to concern himself with is whether he agrees, whether he thinks is right. I believe he thinks that what those officers did can be justified simply because they are officers of the law. I support officers of the law. I don't support outlaws who are pretending to be officers of the law when they are committing crimes. My uncle was a deputy sheriff. I support officers of the law. But I'm not going to support officers who would do what happened to this lady, and the president is then going to immediately back them up. Head of Homeland Security immediately backs them up. The Vice President of the United States immediately backs them up. They set the narrative to allow the exoneration of the persons who did these dastardly things. They have put in motion immediately, without an investigation. Well, you say, well, you didn't investigate, Al. No, but I'm investigating by virtue of seeing what happened and having read news articles and having looked into it, they didn't do as much. Just immediately concluded that this lady was a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist, but if you can conclude that she is, I'm not sure that anybody is safe from being captioned, labeled, designated a terrorist. I'm not sure. So I'm standing up for her today. I'm standing up for the American people today. I'm standing up for those good law enforcement officers who would have approached that lady with a kinder gesture, not as bullies, who would have approached her and simply said, "Ma'am, would you please step out of the car?" What is wrong with being kind? You got the gun. What is wrong with being respectful? No, the president, as a bully, has passed on his tendencies to those who are under him. It starts at the top. The tone and tenor starts at the top. It starts with a bullying president. So now you have officers who believe that they can bully people into doing things. I imagine this lady was frightened. I would have been, rushing up to me, mask on, get out of the effing car. That may have been the last thing I'd want to do. May have been the last thing she wanted to do. So the president, in his thinking, believes he is above and beyond the law, whether it is international law or whether it is domestic law. That's his thinking. And so I come back to where I was when I said the Senate is doing the right thing. They are. And I said the House should do the right thing, and we can. And the president fears what the House can do. He fears it because he knows that this is where an indictment can take place, right here in this House. He knows it. And he knows that that indictment can be very harmful to him. Very harmful to him. So he's afraid of what the House can do. He has as much as said it without using those explicit words. He said it. He has said it. He said that they will find some reason to impeach me. Find some reason. Mr. President, it's easy to find the reasons because you've given them to us. Venezuela is a reason. We don't have to look very far or very hard to find the reason. It's right before our eyes. The reasons are there. It's not about whether we can find the reasons. The question is whether we can find the will. It's the will. Do we have the willpower to do what should be done? And I'm talking about bipartisan effort. It should be bipartisan. But if it can't be bipartisan, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to stop this reckless, ruthless president. Well, if the Senate can go forward, knowing the rules and how things are likely to play out, if we could pass legislation here just yesterday that I supported, going over to the Senate, good likelihood that their behavior is not going to be acceptable to me. If we can do this, we can also do the same thing with the one thing that can stop a reckless, ruthless, outlaw president. The one thing. That one thing, my friends, is what the president fears most. And he fears even having votes on it take place. Now, there are people who would say that, well, if you can't pass it, why vote on it? Because the American people need to know that there are some people who who see the wrong and who are willing to take a stand against the wrong. They see the injustice and they're willing to take a stand against the injustice, even when that stand may not result in what is the desired end, a noble end, a noble cause, ought not be avoided simply because you can't bring it to fruition today. Ought not be. Yes, this thing that we can do is almost sacred. Yes, it requires considerable thought. Yes, this is something that we should do when we have the evidence. Well, friends, I guess the evidence is comparable to the evidence that we had on January 6th when we saw it before our very eyes. After all, this is an indictment here. The trial will take place in the Senate. So there's just this one thing that he fears. And he's very much concerned about it and what we will do. Well, I can't speak for anybody else. I don't speak for any of my colleagues who are in Congress. I don't speak for anybody without the Congress. I don't. I speak for one person. So do not now say that the Democrats are doing something. Just say Al Green. Tell the truth. Because on some issues, I believe that it is better to stand alone than not stand at all. So I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to agree with what the Senate has said. And by the way, I would invite you to read all of it because there's much more to it than what I read to you. But I'm going to agree with what the Senate has said when they said the Congress has the power to declare war. And they go on to say Congress has not yet declared war. You had no right under the Constitution to do what you did. But you do have the right to do it if the standard is your mind and your morality. And we should not assume that this applies only to international affairs. It applies to domestic affairs as well. So I'm going to do what the Senate has done as best as I can. But it'll just be me. It's not the Democratic Party. I believe that these are votes of conscience. Let your conscience be your guide, members. Don't follow my lead, members. Don't do it because I'm doing it, and I don't think that there are very many who would. Do it because you believe. If you don't believe, do not do it. I'm not asking anybody to vote for it when I bring it to the attention of Congress. I'm not asking you to. Don't vote for it if your convictions don't command that you do so. Do what you think is right. Senate has done what they believe to be correct. And I assure you, without question, I assure you of this, I will bring articles of impeachment against the President of the United States of America for taking our military to war against Venezuela, for doing it based upon some theory that in and of itself does not align with the Constitution. Some theory that if you have an indictment, you can now send in the police or the Justice Department and various officers associated. You can send them in to do something, in this case to seize the president of a country, and use the military to back them up. And I marvel at how people will say, well, they did it in Panama. If we did it in Panama, we can do it here. God, the list is endless of things that have been done that were wrong, that at some point we had to stop. It was wrong to bring folks to this country in chains. They thought it was lawful at the time, I suppose, in their minds, but we stopped it. So regardless as to what has happened prior to this second in time, I say to you, the Constitution still rules. The Constitution is above indictments. Constitution is above the things that are in the mind of a president that he believes would give him the authority to do these things. It's the Constitution that counts. And if you're going to have a Constitution, you have to make it count. It doesn't count because the words are on paper. It's how we react and behave in response to the words that are on paper. It's the Constitution that counts. And an indictment is no constitutional reason to send the military, to send a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, to send planes in large numbers, to send other military paraphernalia. Indictments don't accord you that, Mr. President. And the only way we can stop this is with impeachment. That is the only thing. Why is impeachment? Because, friends, it would say to the next Donald John Trump, we will not tolerate unconstitutional means that are justified. You can't decide that you are going to use some sort of means justifies the ends theory to go to war. He needs to be impeached, he needs to be convicted, and he needs to be removed from office. Impeached, convicted, and removed. However, if we can't do it now, that doesn't mean that the process can't start now. If we can't do it now or sometime in the near future, it doesn't mean that we should not let the American people know that we know that what has been done is wrong. We should protect the Constitution, not allow this to happen. And the only way we can do it, while I believe that this is good, and I support it, S.J. Res 90, I support it. I believe it's good. But the real remedy, the remedy that can make the difference is to impeach, convict, and remove Donald John Trump from the presidency. Well, friends, this is where I stand. I don't do these things to make friends. I do them because I care about my country. I do it because I believe when I salute the flag in liberty and justice for all. I do it because I believe in government of the people, by the people, for the people. And that includes the people who have the authority to enforce the Constitution. And we are the people. We are the we and we the people. I believe we have to do whatever we can when we can. And this is something I can do and I will do. And by the way, those who say that, well, you're just taking up time. We take up more time in between votes than it takes to vote on articles of impeachment. We took up more time just recently in between votes than it takes to vote on articles of impeachment. It doesn't take up the time that prevents us from doing other things. And all of these things that people will say now in terms of why we can't do it, when we get the opportunity to by their standards, they will push all of these things aside and move forward. Well, I'll be there with you. I'm not asking you to be here with me, but I will be there with you. I will be there because it's the country, it's the Constitution, it's the republic that we must protect. I promise you, friends, I promise you, I will not be deterred. There's no need, not that anybody would, but there's no need to try to dissuade me. What happened in Venezuela was an act of war. President doesn't have the authority to do that without consulting with the Congress. The Congress may very well conclude that you shouldn't do it. Maybe the Congress doesn't want to take over Venezuela. Maybe the Congress doesn't want to do this to provide the oil companies with greater revenues. Maybe the Congress has a different point of view. Your point of view is but one. The Congress has the right to have its point of view recognized as well. We must, I must, others can do what they may. I must take this stand. I will take this stand. This president will face articles of impeachment for his declaration of war based upon his moral standards and his mind, based upon what he thinks he can do without congressional input. I will take a stand. I will bring the articles of impeachment, and I yield back the balance of my time.
And that's on that. That was Congressman Al Green of Texas. So the Democrats are now meeting before the House to plead their case on President Donald J. Trump's impeachment. So thank you all for joining me on this live tonight. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out my other content out there. Last night I did a live stream on the protests. Earlier today, we did another live stream on protests. So today was live stream 3 on the protests taking place across the United States following the death of Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old woman in Minneapolis who was shot and killed by an ICE officer on Wednesday. I believe that was January 7th, 2026. So listen, you all stay safe, stay vigilant, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, like think before you act, all of that. So make sure you like, share, subscribe so you know when I will be live. And other than that, you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves and one another. Heavy on taking care of yourself. I will catch you on the next broadcast. And make sure you all complete the poll. Let's see where we're at. Do you think ICE was justified in shooting Renee Nicole Good? 56% say yes, 44% say no. So that's over about almost 2,200 people who have participated tonight in that poll. I thank you very much. Again, please like the video, like, share, subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will catch you on the next broadcast. Be safe. Peace.